Hello everyone, this is Guillaume from DataMa. I'm really happy to give you a quick overview of what DataMa Compare extension in Power BI is and how you could use it. You can get that Power BI file on our website and on the Microsoft listing extension. So how that works, basically the goal of DataMa is to explain, DataMa Compare is to explain a variation from one point to another for a given KPI. So for instance, here I have a data set of retail performance. I could create a quick view of revenue split by period. Say from 1 month to another, we have an increase of revenues from 40K to 46K, which is what, a 15% increase, right? Well, DataMa Compare extension can be get from a visual. It's actually a visual in Power BI that you can get here. Already done that. It's quite simple to add to your dashboard. It's exactly the same as a chart. Like any chart, you need to add data so that you want to analyze. In our case, it's exactly the same as before. We want to analyze by period and by revenue, the revenue, right? I can launch the demo here. And I will get a view of the increase of from 40K to 46K, the same as we had here, right? It's a 15% increase. But what DataMa had is that view as a waterfall, and it starts to become interesting when you add all the PIs, so performance indicators such as quantity, right? And it's not completely stupid the way I did it, because I split revenue into volume times revenue divided by quantity. This is the default behavior of DataMa to create the ratio between the different columns that you put in here. And doing that, DataMa creates what DataMa calls a market equation. In that case, revenue equals volumes times average price. But if you think about it and you want to analyze, in fact, net revenue, you could say net revenue equals volumes times price times the net revenue divided by revenue, which is essentially your margin rate, right? And this is a different analysis. And so that view comes from left to right, from last month to this month, and explains that quantity has decreased. This has an impact on net revenue of minus 271, etc., etc. And the price increased explain most of the net revenue increase. So this is a waterfall view, really interesting. You have covariance to create that. It takes a huge time for analysts today. And the next step is obviously to explain the variation. So for instance, we could wonder why price increased. And in that case, I would need to slice and dice by dimension. DataMa will help you do that. You basically drag and drop the dimension you want to analyze, and that could explain that dimension, that increase of PI, and DataMa will find for you the most interesting dimension based on which segment increased faster than others. In that case, France increased in its price. Oh, sorry, this is a demo version. So you can put your email here, and you'll get another few minutes to test, and an extra license for a few weeks, so that you can test with your own data. So in that case, we have what DataMa calls an interest score to say, okay, you should understand that by country and not by client type, because client type is not that much interesting. The new client, the rare client, the regular client didn't explain much of the increase. But when you look at it by country, it's much more interesting, because you have first a mix effect. If you're not familiar with mix effect, you can check on our website. And there's a big increase of France performance, which increased faster than the other countries. So that's essentially what DataMa does. You can play a lot with that waterfall, change the way it's displayed. You can even display that as a tree view. DataMa generates for you the bullet points here automatically. Everything will depend on the settings that you've put in there, and everything could react to the calculated fields and parameters that you put in your analysis. Once you get a license, obviously you don't have that limitation of time, and you can use DataMa in a much more advanced way with a lot of advanced settings that you can get. So this is a huge time saver for you to explain variation, to create dynamic waterfall, to present to your stakeholder the explanation of the variation, not just the what, but the why. I'm really happy to answer any question you may have in that in the comments of that video. There's a lot of documentation on our website that you can get here. So feel free to read and understand what is going on there, because this is a big value. And you can use that, in fact, in any field of your business. We've seen together an explanation of retail performance from one period to another. Here we have an explanation of revenue generated by a website based on traffic conversion, average basket value, for instance. But you have, in any variation that you're looking at, a use case that could fit with DataMa Compare. Yeah, so happy that you've seen that video. Feel free to ask any question, test the tool, and send us our feedback. It would be really useful for us. Have a nice day.